Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. I sound like Truman. Glad you're here. And let me share the screen. All right. We're a moment or two early. Are there any questions? Any photo-related questions or class-related questions? I love answering questions. Okay, no questions. All right. All right, Judy's here, so we can start with Judy.
Hi, Don.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. You didn't add a piece of food to it, but
No,
it's a damn nice shot of a knife.
thanks.
Wow.
I tried some shots with food, but it just wasn't working for me. I just wasn't saying to myself, that's it. So I took them out.
Well, I think that, when you're shooting a knife like this, the most important thing you can do is to show the texture of the knife. This has lines running in it, you know,
Yeah.
and you've got to show that. This is beautiful. You got the logo in there. The handle looks really, really great. It's very sexy. You let the shadows go dark. The shadows are dark under here. So we have a play of highlight versus shadow. And I like it. Your composition is fine. Just a nice line right through the square there, the frame.
Yeah.
See how you lit this.
Just backlight.
And what is this black card doing? Was it doing something to the knife?
No, it wasn't doing something to the knife. It was doing something to the background. It was just really faded looking, in terms of being like over lit on the background there. So I put that up to just bring, back there. So there's a little bit above the knife. Yeah, up there. It was too bright for me. So there's still some light there, but it's not near as bad as it was.
Right. Okay. It's too much reflection down on the surface. That's a very bright light back there. It looks like it's really, is it really close to the
it's about a foot away. That's the modeling light.
Okay.
And I think I had it on its brightest setting when I took the picture, when I took the shot of this.
All right.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful knife, a shot of a knife. Absolutely beautiful.
Okay, thanks.
I don't see, I'm trying to find something to bug you about, and I can't find it.
Well, that's an old knife. So there was a lot of little cleanup just to make it look presentable.
Yeah, you don't want to go overboard because you still want to show that it's you, but yeah. Wow. That's really, really a nice shot.
Well, thank you.
Very clean. This is Joe here? Joe's not here yet. He will be. I know Joe. He will be here. Let's go on by to Norm. Is Norm here? No, Norm. Oh my. Oh my.
I'm here. I'm here.
Where are you?
The screen says Ned, I think.
Oh, okay. Norm, Ned, whoever.
Right.
That's a pretty nice shot, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I got this novelty knife somewhere. I don't know, Father's Day or something. I never used it, but I kept it because you might want to take a picture or something someday. So, so I thought it'd be fun to try it. That's what I came up with.
Did you actually stick it into that wood?
It actually came with that base came with the knife, and it's got a notch cut in it for the.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
It's supposed to be like a wood round, but the grain is wrong for a wood round. A wood round should be concentric grain, right? Circles.
Mhm.
And it's just straight grain. So
So you got great light on the blade here.
yeah, I worked on that a lot.
Yeah. This looks really good in here. All of these are lit up. Plus the end of it has a nice highlight on it. Then the cheese is backlit. So that makes this knife handle just stand out so well as, of course, the cheese being slightly out of focus. Your plane of focus runs right from about there to here. This is out of focus.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I would rather that be in focus, but that becomes 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. There's certainly no rule about it either way.
Yeah, I was trying to keep the cheese a little defocused so that it didn't sort of steal the shot.
Yeah, and the only cheese that ends up being in focus is just that little edge right in there. That's really nice. You've isolated the knife beautifully here. Kept the lines in the knife. We can see where the knife has been milled.
Yeah.
That's well done, sir.
Thanks.
No doubt about that.
I don't know if you read my comment, but the 3 slices of cheese on the left, when I put those in there, I got this big ugly reflection on the knife blade.
Uh-huh.
So I actually took 2 shots, one with those slices in and one without, and then put them together so that the reflection looked better.
Yeah, and the angle of the knife it's not a tell. We can't look at it and go, oh my gosh, that's really a mess, because we're not seeing it. We could have seen it or not. As you guys know, if any of you did knives, as you know, you turn that knife a millimeter and the entire light changes on the knife. Just changes. Very good. Super good.
Yeah, see that light across the top of the handle where there's a metal in between 2 pieces of wood there.
Yeah.
I only discovered that highlight when I was moving a shiny card around trying to light up the handle, and all of a sudden it flashed, and I said, oh, I need that in the picture. And then I spent 20 minutes trying to find the sweet spot for that shiny card to get that little highlight to stay there.
Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, shooting knives and silverware, things like this with different little facets that fit, that they're tough to do. You did a great job. That bringing that silver out makes the shot live.
Yeah, as soon as I saw it flash, I said, oh, I need that.
Yeah.
But then I was moving the card at the time. I was really just trying to work on the handle. But once I saw it, I said, yeah, gotta find that spot.
I do like the fact that you've got a little bit of a gradient going back there too. A little bit of blue here up to the black gives us a little bit of dimension that we really don't even see with our conscious brain, but our subconscious sees it really well. There's your lighting here.
So the light's over on the right. The soft is a strip box with a grid.
This guy right here.
Yep.
Okay. And
then
what is that, a mirror?
That's a mirror, actually. That's what I ended up using to light up the handle.
Okay.
And then the shiny card just next to it. The whole reason for that is just to get that strip across the top of the handle.
What is this?
It's just a piece of kind of like a foil backed piece of cardboard or something.
Okay. That's doing your blade then, right?
No, the blade I think is all coming off of the actual wood round.
Oh, this?
Yeah, it might be lighting up that part of the wood round.
Okay. Okay.
But the main thing that I put that shiny card in for was to get that reflection off the top of the knife blade.
Oh, up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I shot at, well, this lens is a 2.8 lens, so I opened it all the way up to try and keep the cheese, recognizable but not
Uh-huh.
sharp.
Uh-huh. Have you played with come on, brain. Topaz, the Topaz adjust focusing thing?
No, is that like a focus stacking thing?
No, it's a AI thing that will refocus your picture. If you miss focus,
Oh, really?
it actually fixes the focus. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that it doesn't fix it if you just slightly miss focus. It will fix stuff that you just blew it on.
Really? Yeah.
So what I'm saying is you could put this through Topaz Adjust, right?
Mhm.
It would find this area down here and sharpen it. Now it
Oh,
may sharpen the cheese too. Who cares? You put this layer on top of the other
yeah,
layer and
right.
just blend it right there. I'm playing with this thing and seeing what it can do is just amazing.
Really?
Amazing. For any of you who have old pictures that you shot on your 6 megapixel Canons and your 7 megapixel Nikons back in the day, let me tell you, this thing will bring them back to life. And those of you shooting on 1080p, it'll take a piece of 1080p video and convert it to 4K. And I dare you to tell the difference.
Jeez. I'll have to
It's,
look into that. Yeah.
it's that good. So yeah, beautiful. I'm usually not one to go on about software, but the new software from On One and the new software from Topaz are really, really exceptional. Lovely shot. A lot of work went into that, my friend. A lot of work. Yep.
Thanks. Yeah, it was, but it was fun.
Yep.
Thanks.
Isabel, how are you?
How are you? Fine, fine.
This is really pretty. Look at your beautiful color in these raspberries. Let me ask you what you did in post. Did you do anything to pull out the color of the raspberries?
Yes, I do. In Lightroom, I stretch all the highlights and stretch all the shadows, and then the whites and the blacks are just adjusting. That gives a lot of contrast in Lightroom.
Yeah, those things are notoriously difficult to shoot red. I mean, they come out kind of dark purpley red, when you shoot them. That's really nice. Wow, plastic spoons, huh? Very nice. Very nice. Are you there? Uh-oh, I think we lost Isabel. All right. Your highlights in the spoon are great. The little natural reflections around here just really make them real. I wouldn't tell you to fix those. Well, she's gone. But I wouldn't tell her to fix these, folks. You could with black cards. You could set up black cards if you wanted, but I don't think they're that bad. I think they kind of add a little bit of humanity to it, so we know that they are somewhere. I love those chrome plastic spoons, Isabel. Those are fantastic. What great props, and pretty darn inexpensive.
Yeah, 499 cents.
Yeah. Just don't use them for peanut butter because they break right off. Really nice, beautiful. And let's see, 100 ISO 5.6. Okay, that's your kit lens at 50. Beautiful.
At 50. At 50.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, by the way, that's another thing I would say to any of you folks who are worried about your kit lens. Number one, the kit lens has gotten a bad rap from a lot of people who didn't know any better. The kit lenses that come with your cameras are better lenses than you could have purchased 10 years ago for any camera on the planet. They're all created by computer. They're amazing. And second of all, if they are a little soft, run them through that topaz stuff. And not only can you take a 6 megapixel image up to 40 megapixels with no loss in detail, you'll actually gain detail through their AI system. You'll actually gain detail. It's become part of my workflow this week. It's just another thing I do. At the end, I just drop it through that. And even though I'm not fixing it, I don't resize it. I'm not doing anything. It just finds all the noise, eliminates the noise, sharpens anything that I want sharpened, and kicks it back out. Never seen anything like it. Really, really well done. Fun. What is your lighting? Is it?
It's natural light.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, good for you.
This one.
Now you could control these reflections right here.
I'm not at home right now, and I bought the vinyl background.
Yeah, it looks great. You can control those areas by putting black cards just along here like this, right up to the lens along there. Black cards, and that would control those reflections because all the spoons are seeing is what's behind you. But like I said, it didn't bother me in those spoons. Super well done there. Bob Royer, I've never seen one of these. Bob, are you here? No, Bob? Come back. Don't let me leave without coming back to Bob's, guys, if he doesn't show up. Terry Ross.
Hi, I'm here.
Huevos.
And right on cue, my dog's going to bark when I unmute.
That's a nice highlight on the eggs. A nice set. I love your absolute horizontal lines here. Very well done. It just gives that a little bit of polish to your shot. You kept detail in the eggshells too. Oh, look at that. Yeah. So what did you do? It looks like you pulled a little color out, maybe. Terry, did you?
I might have upped the vibrance just a little bit for the, on the egg, because it's a pretty neutral looking palette, right?
Mm-hmm.
The egg yolks are the only thing that add like a nice color to it. No, and I just did the regular, I didn't do a lot of tweaking. I did just the regular Lightroom typical, contrast and highlights, black point, white point.
That it's really nice. You've got very even lighting. So there's no gradation between here and here, which is as it should be for a lay flat. So is your light, without looking at it, is your light pretty far away from this?
Well, you'll see my my gong show of I don't have the right hangers or whatever to get my lights, and so I had two lights, and the paper is just like it's supposed to be my, what do you call it, the scrim?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're lighting through paper.
Sorry?
So you're lighting through paper.
Yeah, I'm right, lighting through paper. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, so you got two lights. That's how you're keeping that very even through there.
Yeah.
Are those constant lights?
No, well, they have modeling lights to them,
Okay.
but they're strobes.
Okay. Oh, that's well done. That is a makeshift studio, Terry. Good for you.
Yes, my little Tupperware bins. I don't have any stands, so I had to.
Tupperware bins will work. They're a little bulky, but they'll work. I think this is really nice.
Thank you.
You could add, because of your mixer, you could add a white card in here.
Mm-hmm.
And that would light up this side of the mixer. We'll go back and I'll show you, but I think overall it looks very good and it's very nice lay flat. See that card that would have been up there?
Yeah,
Could have added something right in here.
yeah, that's a good
Little bit
suggestion. All right.
Or chrome, yeah. Super nice. 24 millimeter. Wow. Doesn't seem
Yeah, I did crop it a bit. Yeah.
good. Well, good. That's what you do. That's what you do. Yeah. That's really nice. Thank you so much. You guys put a lot of work into this. It's really fun to come and critique it when there's so much work put into it. Bell Peppers by Michael Woods.
Actually, they're the little, they're not really bell peppers. They're those small little hot peppers. Buy in a bag.
Oh, okay. Okay. The little yellow hots, they're called.
I just know they're fun to photograph.
You know what you should do, Michael, is take that yellow hot and just bite down on it. Just bite down on it.
I do cut them up for salad. I haven't tried biting one.
Make sure you're close to an emergency room when you do that. Wow, that's really nice, man. I love the splash. That's multiple shots, or is that one splash?
No, that's one shot.
And you just drop the water on it?
Yeah, I took about well, see this cup right here? I used it and I just took about that much of the water and poured it over it. And as the main stream stopped on top, then I kind of shot it.
Okay.
I did. It took about 4 pops to get it to where I like the stream.
Well, it looks really, really good. Little things that I like are this highlight running here.
Mhm.
It sort of bookends this highlight over here and brings everything in. Then everything kind of goes dark here, as it should, because it's on a black surface. You're not going to light that up on a black surface. And then all the beautiful highlights on the peppers, you know. Number one, they're wet. These peppers are usually waxed. They usually have a little wax to the surface to keep them clean. So the wax is giving us beautiful highlights down through here as well. And your water looks great. Now, is this done with a flash or are you using continuous?
No, that's a flash. That's 280 100s.
It's what?
Two actually flash point evolve 200s, same as an 80 200.
Yeah, the same as the Kodaks.
Yeah. There's a BTS in there that'll show it.
Are you using okay. How powerful was the light?
You know, I don't know. I just go with it when it looks right. I didn't worry about recording it.
Okay.
The one over the top going through heavy duty Translim, I think that one was at full power to get what I wanted to cover. And it doesn't cover the. Go ahead.
That's why you're getting the blur.
Oh, because it's holding it longer. That makes sense.
Full
Yeah,
power.
okay.
At full power, it's a long flash duration, which is why we only pay $250 for those flashes, right?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to get that cleared up, and I even went to a higher shutter speed, and it wouldn't stop. So
the shutter
I hadn't
speed
thought about the.
Yeah, the shutter speed has no bearing on it at all.
Yeah,
It's
I
faster
knew
than
that
the
to
shutter.
some degree. The other light, it's actually mostly behind the Subject just to catch a little bit of flash, and it's at 1/128th, I believe, just to get enough light.
That'll freeze it like crazy. I was going to say your top light, if you move it to a quarter power, it should be able to freeze those drops.
Yeah, I don't think it'll go through the heavy duty Translim if I do that. That was the problem.
Well, that's the problem with heavy duty Translim. It really is. Yeah, it's really, really thick. But you could go with your camera, though. You're using a really good camera, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So you could go to
shooting at
ISO
61 megapixels.
ISO 800 would have done it.
Okay, I'll try
Because
that.
that's two stops, and you're cutting your main light by 2 stops. So
yeah, when I looked at that on the one I chose, it's like, okay, I can see the motion in the water, which I was trying to freeze it, and then it made sense. I'm using this little
Yeah.
strainer like that, it works with the photos. I decided not to
Yeah,
worry about it.
I was going to say that doesn't make it wrong. I actually like the blur in it because it gives us motion in there. You know, sometimes we get a little too wonky with our technical stuff, and we're like, oh, we want to freeze everything. So this is nice to see sometimes. It's a little bit real, right? I don't have a problem
Yeah.
with that. I was just saying, if you wanted to freeze it, you'd have to go down to about a quarter power on those things. Because they
Yeah,
have a
and
really big, steep drop off at half and quarter power.
because it all has to do with the duration of how long that flash
Yes.
is holding, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the ramp. A flash does this. So the shutter opens here and it closes here. A flash ramps up like this and then comes down. So it's that ramp. On full power, it's like this. On 1/8 power, it's like this. Just boom, right up there. You know, just you have all that time that it's not ramping up.
Yeah, this was a fun assignment. I actually went through a bunch of different ideas, which was funny because it was Mari or somebody in there I chatted on earlier because they had the exact same photos almost of my first shots, which were eggs in a wire whip. And I decided to go with this instead, but it's like it was fun.
Oh, there you go. You mean like this one?
Yeah, except for mine was the other way. Well, see the one on the bottom of that image that's just the egg? That's mine.
All
So
right.
it was funny because we had exactly 2 shots like that, and they were both almost identical. It's like, wow, reading each other's mind.
Yeah, this is Mari, this is a beautiful shot.
Thanks.
Boy, that could be a poster. And
Yeah,
I
it was
read
fun.
where you were going to take these out and left them in because they're just part of the design.
Yeah. I mean, I did play with taking them out and like actually looked at it, and it just felt like the context was missing.
The context was, yeah. I love the little lines. I love it. I love it because you're not saying, oh, well, you know, I didn't take them out Photoshop wise or whatever. You're saying, no, it's hanging from a line. That's what it's doing, which gives the context for the egg to be there. Really, really beautiful lighting. That's kind of fun too, by the way.
That I did take one of the fishing lines out because there was a second one holding
Out
it.
here?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I imagine this thing spun and spun and spun and spun without that other one.
Right. Yeah. Even upright, it was, took some finagling.
Yeah.
Did you try to spin it at all, Maury?
Oh no,
You
I
tried
hadn't thought
Yeah, I
about
tried
that.
that. I tried that. I got some interesting shots, but wow, it would have been a lot of work to try to work with them. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Great highlight all around the egg and the little shadows on the egg. It's so detailed and there's so much light on the whisk. Really, I like this. It's super cool. And a fairly easy shot to do. You're using dark field lighting and bounce cards on both sides. Look at that.
Yep. I've been watching all the feedback and critiques and videos, and so yep. Picking things up along the way.
I'll tell you what, I teach that class Project 52, and I've been doing it for 13 years. So there's like, I don't know, Mike, what would you say, about 11,000 hours of video?
I don't know, but it was an interesting year. I mean, it to me, I don't call it a class. I tell people that I was in an internship because that's what it's like.
Well,
You got a project and you got to decipher what you're supposed to do for that project, and then you got to come up with the ideas. And it's like it was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was great.
Oh, and we have, we have some reviews go all the way back to 2012. You can just go through all the reviews for some of these classes. Some of them are brand new and don't have that, but you can learn a lot about photography. Just watch people deconstruct photographs, which is what we're doing here. We're deconstructing the photograph. That's the best way in the world to learn the basics of lighting. And of course, the absolute best way is to do what you're doing here. Get the camera out, start making pictures. That's really, really lovely. Are you a studio photographer?
Nope, I'm a hobbyist.
You picked it up really nice. That's a lovely, lovely shot.
Thanks.
Really like that. 105 macro, okay. And you're shooting with the Z6.
Hmm.
How do you like it?
I like it. I mean, you know, I don't have much to compare it to. I had a D7500 before. So I like it.
Cool. I'm not really big into gear, as some of you guys know, but I gotta tell you that Z9 has
Mhm.
me in complete I want mode. I'm thinking like, what can I sell? Holy mackerel, that camera. I 8K internally dampened video, it shoots full frame raw photographs at 120 frames a second for 4 seconds. Talk about picking the shot you want.
Oh.
Lovely, beautiful, lovely, really cool. Lauren, are these green, Lauren?
Are they green?
Yeah.
No, they're silver.
They look green on my monitor. Do they not look green on yours?
On my yeah, coming off from the Facebook page, yeah, they do look green, but what I posted was silver.
Huh. Well, that's cool. This is you did a cool concept here. I don't know if it's Facebook or what, but they do have a green cast to them. I'd pull it out and check it with your meter. I mean your eyedropper. See if you can clean that up.
Yeah, well,
But B, it's kind of Christmassy when you look at it. It's kind of seasonal. The green against the red. Don't necessarily know that that's bad.
that
Looks
was
really Huh?
stack. That's focus stack with 10 images.
okay. And what do you use to focus stack?
It's a program that I got on my Mac called Smart Shooter 4.
Cool.
And then put through Helicon.
Okay. A little dark area there, little things. I'd clean those up in there. Those negative reflections. Clean those up really, really well. This is fun down here. What's this?
It's a cake decorating pillar that they
Oh.
use to separate tiers.
Okay. Oh, the fill card over here, putting those highlights right on that BlackBerry is beautiful. Really cool. Now that's a very sharp edge, so I'm going to guess before I go overlook. That looks like a softbox. Am I right?
No, it's actually a socked strobe.
This one?
Yep. It's actually I moved the strobe down, but it was angled at 45 degrees up.
Okay. So it looks like it's going over there, shooting over there. But
Yeah, I moved it to get the picture.
got it. Okay. And you were shooting up this way?
I'm shooting up. Yes, you can see the
Okay.
camera. You can see the camera lens right there.
Okay. So not only are you shooting this way with your main light, you're actually lighting up this whiteboard over here for your fill.
Yes, and
So
the
this-
whiteboard. The whiteboard in front is also helping out with the handles. Because if I didn't have that angled whiteboard, those handles would have been absolute black.
Okay. That's this card here.
Yep.
All right. Neat. So when you were say you're aiming at, were you aiming it like to here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. I would not have thought that. But that's pretty cool. So this isn't the softbox at all. This is the white card.
Yep.
And this is the white card.
Yep.
All right. I like it. Did you do anywhere you moved the white card and got all of this to fill in?
I tried, but I couldn't, because there's a shape to that handle. And I couldn't get the white card to light up all that handle without getting the white card in the shot.
Oh, okay. And what lens?
That's my 50
Oh,
50 millimeter prime.
Millimeter. Yeah, cool. A lot of work. Good job.
Thank you.
Six Bridges Gallery. Who is this?
Oh, shoot. That wasn't supposed to come out like that. Uh-oh, that's me, Julie.
Oh.
I'm going to have to correct that.
In what way, Julie?
Well, it was supposed to be on this site, not Six Bridges Gallery.
No, that's you.
Yeah, but it shouldn't say that.
You posted it from Six Bridges Gallery rather than from your own personal account.
Yes.
Yes. Every time I go to Facebook now for the last week, it puts me into one of my pages instead of my personal account.
I have to change it all the time.
Every single morning.
Yeah,
Ah.
I'm really getting sick of Facebook.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah. That's
Anyway.
very natural.
Yeah, it is natural light.
And
I did window
Julie
light.
is a hellaciously good natural light photographer. It's your studio that has those beautiful windows, right? The studio you work
Right.
in?
Yes.
Yeah, if you got windows like that, might as well. So, but you're also damn good with a softbox. So I can never tell with Julie if it's window light or if it's a softbox. I'm going to guess window light.
Yes.
Yes. That's probably the first time I've won in a month, maybe two. All right. Very nice. Look at that.
Yeah, simple.
But really pure and authentic. I just love shots like this. Is this focus stacked?
Yes, I did 5 images.
Really, really looks good. Your focus stacking didn't catch your background though. Good job. Let your background go soft up here. But it picked up all this stuff in here.
Right. I just did the 5 images through the blueberries. I didn't go back farther.
Yeah, that's all you needed.
Yep.
Really pretty, Julie. You always create art. Whether you're shooting blueberries or what were those things you shot for that client? Whoopie pies?
Whoopie pies.
Whoopie pies, yes, whoopie pies. Who could ever forget?
Yes.
To me. All right, very good.
Thank you.
Jennifer.
Yes, and
Hi.
I did not. I was traveling this week, so I kind of made this a speed test for myself. I did this on my lunch break today. So
Oh, cool. Well, you know, I like it. You know what? You just let the handle go off into the black there. To hell with it. It doesn't matter. Because the action is the fact that you got that camera dead over that plate. If I could draw a circle on here, it's dead center, and that's what's important. I think the raviolis look cool, actually. Now, what is this, a tea strainer that you're using for avolo?
you know, it's this little. I've had this thing like 10 years, and it's been much used. It's not really a spider, but it's kind of like a spider. So it's a little bit concave, like a spoon. That's got that mesh strainer stuff in it. You know, I struggled with the metal part of the handle that was coming up there because you can see it's got a lot of age on it.
That's nice though. The patina makes it look like people use it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely been used. since I was speed testing this, I somehow managed to inadvertently turn on the like grid guidelines on the monitor on my Sony. And so I was actually able to look at it and line that up in the crosshatches, which is how I got it like dead center, because I just
Excellent.
flipped the viewfinder.
You know what, Jennifer? That's why they put them there. Exactly why they put them there. Yeah. You can tell. I mean, when you look at this, folks, look at this shot. This shot looks really good, partly because she's dead over the top. So we have that absolutely round. If she had missed it by, a half an inch or whatever, and we had like a wonky plate, just almost imperceptibly wonky plate, it wouldn't work. It would look like you shot it on your lunch break, and this way it doesn't. I think it's really cool. This is what you call pulling it together. Good for you. Are those would you just grab some ravioli from the freezer, or what's going on there?
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say, I think this is a package of butternut squash ravioli that I think might have been in my freezer for 2 years, so it needed to be purged.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, don't eat it, Jennifer.
It came out relatively well. Like, it didn't get busted up in there. I still had like nice like pointy ends on it. Some of them weren't quite as plump as one might like, but it worked.
Well, they worked. They got some use, and that's what's important. Yeah.
The only post I did on this really is I popped it into Lightroom and darkened the background, and then I used their handy dandy masking features to take the metal from the spoon thing and make it a little cooler, so it came out a little more metallic looking and less kind of bronzy looking, to separate it from the ravioli a bit. So
yeah, I got to tell you, the new updates for Lightroom and Photoshop are game changers.
Oh yeah, it made it so fast to do that. Like,
unbelievable game changers.
Like, I used the brush tool and I was done it. Like, select object with a brush, done in a second.
And by the way, and I'm not hawking software, I don't have any affiliate relationships with anybody. But the On1 software is probably double the power of Lightroom.
Oh, wow. I haven't used it in several years. I may have to go.
That new
I used to have some of
On1,
yeah.
you drag the little wand around and it picks like that tree or that cloud or that sky or the water or whatever. And then you've got this, right click it, and you've got like 190 drop downs. You can do anything. It's
Well,
really,
at the
really
risk
cool.
of sounding as old as you, Don, the first version of Photoshop I used was 3.0. And
I beat you 2.1.
It came with those great big books, and I remember the little tutorial on masking the lion's mane out of that about me nuts. So to like go back and think about that, where I would have thought an edible tight layer, because I was doing graphic design work at the time, would have been like turnkey, and to think of what it does now is crazy.
Do you remember that? You put the type in and hit done, and it was done. That was it.
It was done. It was done.
You had to like start over again if you did a typo, because it wasn't like, oh, I'll select the type in that layer and it didn't even have, I don't even think it had layers.
It did have layers. Well, by 3.0 they had layers, because you could do like they taught you layers with like a crayon etching type of tutorial. So
yeah. Oh yeah, it was those were some heady days.
Yeah. So I have had some stand envy. I only have one stand with an arm, so I couldn't find a place to get my speed light other than holding it again. There is a window right behind where I'm standing with that, and by the time I shot this, I'd actually moved the light over to the other side, as you can see from the shadows, but it's like we've got rainstorms coming through here, so I wasn't getting much out of the window light, so I ended up that white card
made it work.
And the speed light on the other side. So
yeah, you made it work really well. That's well done. Cool shot. Ilona.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Ice cream. I love ice cream. Lovely. The sprinkles and everything. So your device is the whatever you call it, the glass here. Now, did you use real ice cream?
Yes, I did. A lot of spoon licking after.
Very cool. Let's see the light setup. Okay, that's where the ice cream was.
Yeah, that was another shot that I tried later, but I prefer
Okay.
the glass. Yeah, right before my camera broke. So
Yeah, Ilona, when you're doing the behind the scene shot, you shouldn't do that with the cup of ice cream in your hand eating it. You should leave, show a
more
little
fun.
control, Ilona.
No, and my card slots just were acting up, and now finally got the error, and I will have to send it in. So
Which camera do you have?
D750, I've had a lot of issues with it ever since I got it. I had a recall sensor and different things going on, but I think now unfortunately it's kind of
Just go get the Z9.
yeah, I don't think I have the budget for that one.
Well, I was looking, I thought, well, I can sell my motorcycle and maybe get the Z9.
Oh, wow.
I'm not doing that, but I to show you how much I like it, I actually thought about it. And that's like, wow. All right, very cool. So this big light coming through a scrim here.
Well, that's a window light through the screen, and then I actually pointed the flash at the background, the white, white at the back. So I had coming light from the top, and then the window light, and I have the reflectors on the side, so they kind of helped out a little bit too.
I would have told you to put two little white cards, maybe 3 or 4 inches wide, just like this, and I'll show you what they would do, okay?
Okay, because I had a white card there, and it gave me this weird white block on the glass.
That's what we want to get, is that white line.
Oh, really?
We want to get that white line. Doesn't have to be big. You keep moving it back and it gets smaller and smaller. The farther back you go, the smaller the line. But get that white line to pop out so that the glass really sticks out from the background. Now, you can do that in Lightroom or Photoshop by isolating this and then just increasing the contrast in that part of the glass. The same thing over here. Make that stand out. Otherwise, it's very nice. You got all of your detail in the ice cream. Very cool. Very good. What kind of ice cream? I want to live vicariously.
It was vanilla, and it has some kind of, I don't know if it was caramel or something swirl in it a little bit. It's really good.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah. Yep. Very cool. Carl Moore.
Hi, Don. How's it going?
Hi, Carl. Good. Wow, this is a very interesting, unique lighting setup. Is that a strobe going off, or?
It's a speed light. Yeah, somehow I actually got my strobe stuck on my light stand, so I got to figure out how to get that off. But yeah, so I was using a speed light at the bottom of it, shooting through basically the same thing. That's the background is also what it's shooting through.
Okay. That diffuses it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's weird. I was giving it like a little bit of a brownish cast, and then when I did it later at night, because there also, when I was taking this photo, there's some window light, and I felt like when the window light went away, it became more white for some reason.
It became more white?
Yeah, like when there was more window light, it seemed like it was getting more cast from the brown thing, and I really have no idea why that was.
Huh.
But actually, I did like the brown cast because it gave it like a warm kind of unique tone.
This shot should be warm. It should be. You know what it looks like? It looks like it's lit by a candle or a kerosene lamp.
Yeah, I like that's why I was using that. I like the tone it gave it.
Yeah. That's a very cool approach. If I was an art director, I'd go, that's cool. I'd like to see more of that. I don't have a clue what this is.
Oh, it's a Buddha's hand fruit, which apparently I bought it for this assignment actually, because I was like, oh, that'll look cool for a photo assignment. But then I guess it's not actually edible like on its own. You have to basically use it as, you like grind it up and then use it as like lemon zest. So you can't just eat it like a fruit.
I'm glad you knew that before you took a bite of it.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would have tried to eat it.
Yeah. You know, do you ever wonder about origins of things like who was the first guy to discover that you had to boil the lobster alive? You know,
Yeah, yeah,
how
I
many
do think about
people,
that sometimes.
how
Yeah,
many
it's really
people
strange. I
like
think a lot of
perished and
foods
went,
like
Fred died. I guess that doesn't work. Let's try this.
Well, why did they continue trying? That's the real question.
Yeah. It's like, no, we're going to eat this thing, by God. We're going to find a way to do it. And someone said, well, let's just boil it alive. And went, oh, that's icky. But oh, yeah, let's try it. I don't know. Very nice, Carl. What lens, sir?
I was using a 50 millimeter.
Okay. Now, is this handheld or you a tripoded?
I was using a handheld.
Okay. What was your exposure handheld with that?
I was doing all sorts of f-stops. I was shooting from like f7 to almost as high as I could go before it wouldn't take the picture. So I could get up to like f14.
Okay.
And then after that, for some reason with my camera, if it's too dark, like because it's mirrorless, it's just black. So I can't even see what I'm doing.
Oh my.
So I have to have it some light going to the camera so I can focus it either manually or
Right, have you got a flash at all?
Yeah, he's using a speed light.
Yeah, it's using.
Okay, then if you, depending on the camera, like with the Sony, I had that problem, and you just have to turn either live view on or off, depending. Like if I'm shooting a model in a studio with lights, I've got to have the live view off, or I can't see a thing, which I don't understand, but that's what I found out. Otherwise, just having the transmitter on top of the camera and turning it on, if you're in live view mode, it should light in the back, even if you can't see the subject.
Yeah, I mean, that's all right. Yeah, I have like a red laser that kind of comes out of the flash. So that's kind of what I use, but I still can't see the scene at all. All I see is like the red light. I mean, I also have the modeling light, but even at like once I get to f14, it's just like black. Like I can't see anything even with the modeling light on.
I have Canons. I've shot Canons for 20 plus years. And Canon's approach to focus has always been, yeah, you know, we'll get it sometimes. Nikon's approach has always been, we'll nail it. My DF will focus on anything in the dark. It's amazing, my Nikon DF. But Canon has always been a little wonky. And those of you who shoot Canon, you think about shooting somebody backlit, you know what I'm talking about. The only just can't find it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of my cameras went
just take a little flashlight like you can get at Home Depot, you know, when you're checking out those little bitty flashlights, and flash it, because the flashlight isn't powerful enough to affect your strobe.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what I should do. It's because I was thinking like that's the big advantage of like my DSLR is that I can actually see what I'm taking a picture of, like always. Like with the mirrorless camera, that's not true. Like I can only see it.
Yeah, all my speed lights have Velcro on the top, and I just Velcro those little I think like $8. They're about this long, about this big around. They take two AA batteries side by side, and they've got a little LED lamp on them. And I just Velcro them on top of the speed lights. That way I have a modeling light for my speed light. They're bright enough for me to see my subject, but they're like f, 0.1 at 60th of a second. I mean, they're not bright enough to even affect the exposure.
Yeah.
So I just leave them on and shoot. And the strobe overpowers them.
All right. Yeah, that's good advice. All right. Thanks, Don.
Yeah, you bet. James.
Yes, sir.
Wow, you got that knife to just pop, man. It's good.
It took some playing to get it there, but it came out all right.
Yeah, it did. Lemons look good. Your horizon going through here. I might have had you lower the horizon, but it's not terrible at all. Now, the lemons, the front, see how this lemon looks so fresh there?
Right.
Because of the highlights. There's highlights in that lemon using, are you Lightroom or Capture One?
Capture.
Capture one. Okay, just use your brush. Go to here and add more structure,
Right.
or what's the other one? I think Capture One uses structure, right?
Clarity and structure. Yeah.
Clarity and structure, and that'll pop those little white things. They'll look fresher. Especially, like in here, would really look really good. And then I would in Capture One, I'd add a little bit of a vignette back here.
Okay.
Bring this area down so our eyes come back to the lemons, which
Yeah, this
stand
was-
out beautifully against that dark background. Yeah.
This was a rush, like, I mean, a last second rush. These are actually all JPEG straight out of camera.
Oh my, yeah, cool.
So yeah, they haven't seen the capture yet, but yeah, that's the kind of things. And I also wanted to brighten the yellow and the lemons as well. So there's a few things in post I need to do.
Yeah, compositionally, if you can lower this in post, take it down to here, so you don't have to mess with this right here, and here, and so we don't see this right there. We don't want to see that background through there. It ruins the magic. It's like knowing how the magic was done. And I think
Yep.
that should be easy for you to fix, right? In post, in Photoshop. Yeah,
Mhm.
very nice. The lemons look nice. Nice highlight here. Let's see how you lit it. Okay. So your egg crate is kind of are they in the feather of it, or are they in front of it?
They're in the feather.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's feathered a little bit to the right to keep some of that off of that background.
Okay. Good. And I would guess the window light isn't really contributing anything to the exposure.
Well, I opened them to get that shot, but when I was actually shooting, those were all closed.
Okay. Here's another little tip for everybody. Before you shoot your picture with what do you shoot? Do you remember what you shot this with?
Yeah.
1/200th at
F8.
at f8. I'll bet you anything, James, that if you took the 200 at f8 with the windows open, you wouldn't get anything.
Yeah, I pretty much do that too. I mean, I can shoot all the way down to like, I think I can get down close to 1/125 before it starts affecting the photo.
Yeah.
And I usually shoot at 1/250th, and I have bright lights all around me, windows open, and it doesn't bother a thing.
Yeah, in the studio, we would have clients who would go, "Aren't you going to club?" We had two great big skylights in the studio. "Aren't you going to close the skylights before you shoot?" And I go, "No, the amount of light, we can see it. Our eyes can see it. But when we're shooting at f16 at a 200th of a second, there's nothing. So before you shoot, make a shot without your strobes to see how much the ambient is affecting your shot. If it is, then it's part of your shot. If it's not, leave the windows open.
Right.
Yeah, cool. Nice shot.
Thanks.
What is your strobe? What are you using here?
The strobe, it's
Like an
go to
80. What is it?
600 Pro Godox with a 28x39 softbox.
Okay. All right. That's a great light.
It is.
That's the light that keeps the folks over at Pro Photo very, very awake at night.
Yeah, because I can dial it down to 1/256.
Yes, you can.
power.
Yes, you can. Yeah. I've got some beautiful Pro Photos. The problem with my Pro Photos isn't that they don't have enough power, because they do have enough power. The problem is I can't shut them down. I mean, the older model, so all I could do is I can go full power, half power, and quarter power, and that's it.
Yeah.
And on a 600 watt second Pro Photo unit, quarter power is still a lot of light. I'm thinking maybe I should sell them and pick up two 8600s, because so much more control.
Would you get the 200 Pros or the 200s? I think the difference is the TTL or not.
No, it's not. They did some enhancements between the regular one and the Pros. Very, very slight, because I had both of them on the 200s, and there wasn't much of a difference. Battery power was a little bit longer. And I think you could go down to, I think the 200 would go down to 1/128th, and the 200 Pro would go down to 1/256. They also changed some stuff on the body to prevent you breaking that back LCD as easily.
Oh,
Okay.
That was the
so you
biggest.
recommend the 600 Pro?
Absolutely.
Okay, I've been looking at that or the 400. I wasn't sure which way to go. Hey, Don, you were gonna go over Bob's photo. You wanted
Yes,
us to
Bob
remind
here?
you.
Yeah, and Don, this is Joe. I was a couple minutes late. I missed mine.
Yeah, we threw it
I'm
out,
way
Joe.
up near the top.
We just threw it out, man.
Okay.
Yeah, we just said, hey, Joe's not here.
All right. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. Bye.
Yeah, all right. All right. So we got Joe's and we've got Bob's. Where is Bob's? Where is Bob's? Oh, there we go. Bob shot. Bob shot. Oh, this.
It was the
There we
avocado,
go. All right, Joe. Joe has this unique.
the apple peeler.
Is that a real tool?
Yeah, from apple peeler, and the core is the apple.
You know, we just live in the greatest of times, don't we?
Make applesauce. That's all we use it for.
We just live in the greatest of times. It's like, oh no, peeling an apple's so hard.
It is.
You know, we'll make a machine that'll do it. Well, that's really cool. It's a cool machine, and you got that strip of apple coming down there. Obviously, that's not. Is all this from that same apple, or do you
Yeah.
have more down there?
No, it's
Really?
all the same apple.
Wow.
It just, you crank it in and it just keeps peeling away. And as it goes at the far end, it spirals out the core. A lot of white cards
This-
around.
This looks like a new studio for you.
I had black on the window,
Oh,
black
okay.
paper. I've had it there for years. And I finally decided I got tired of working in the dark. So I pulled the black paper off last week.
That's cool. So we got a strobe coming in the top
Yep.
through a scrim.
Through a scrim.
White
White
card
card up
coming down
front.
right in front of the camera to give some front fill.
And white card on each side, just to kind of bounce a little light around in the front of the apples. And then there's a strobe behind the table in the back. Tried to
So
do
this-
it white. Go ahead.
This is all one shot, right?
Yes.
It's
Tried
really
to do
clean.
it with a white background, but I needed about 5 more feet of studio depth because the white kept kicking back on the apple and putting this really ugly highlight in the bottom of the apple in the machine. And I
Well,
tried everything.
I kind of like the gray myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like the gray. You got a spray light back on it there?
Yep. There's another strobe down below the table.
Yeah. I like this. You know, you could get this is one of those things where you could get dangerously close to having a tangent. You kept it far enough away, we don't worry about that. And the highlight across the top of the unit looks great. It looks clean, it looks brand new. I'm sure it's not.
It's not.
It's probably the last time they made one of these was 1941, right?
No, you can still get them.
Yeah.
Pampered chef.
Uh,
It's one of those things you just have to have.
yeah,
And
I
the-
mean, the first time I saw it, I thought to myself, it's either that or the Z9. I just couldn't. I'm still struggling. Either the Apple Core thing or the Z9. I'm sure this is cheaper.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, really well done, Joe. Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Yeah. And we've got Bob. Rob, are you here, Bob? Okay, Bob's not here. We're going to take a look at it anyway. The chrome looks really, really good. I think the green and the avocado might be a little hot for it, but you know, yeah, that's really cool. I've never seen one of these. Are you guys familiar with this? Is this an avocado slicer? Does anyone know?
Never seen it before.
Yep, never saw it.
They sell it right next to the Apple Core thing.
I'm gonna say it's
you know,
probably from the same, probably from the same company.
except this is the low class, the manual model. They probably have one you put it in a little thing and it does it.
It's a risk saver, right? For those who can't use a spoon.
Exactly. Yeah, it's nicely done. The composition is good as well. The composition, just breaking it up here, we got a little bit of gradient across the top here. The metal all looks good. That looks a little, I don't know if Bob, if you photoshopped it, I'm not sure. But the avocado, this avocado looks good. This one looks just a little bit bright to me. I think I would bring the whole seed and that avocado down just a little tiny bit. The unit looks good all the way through. We'll take a look at how Bob did it. Okay. So nothing really over the top, just a large white reflector, flash going this way, lighting up the reflector. So there's actually bouncing light into the white card, and the white card then becomes the light source for the avocados, which is a very excellent way. It's very precise and sublime when you're using cards, because where you hit the card with your strobe is you can delineate where you have that light fall on your surface here. It's kind of like a scrim, but it's a little bit different in that way. Highlights in here look good. All right, so 24 to 70 at 60, F16. All right, cool. All right, very good, guys. Super good. Any questions from anybody? Are you having fun? You having fun doing this?
Yeah, I have a question about your next Project 52 class.
Who's asking? Who is this?
Oh, this is Mike Woods.
Yeah, Mike.
So, is it different than the one I took?
Yeah, we're changing it. The entire thing has changed around because the entire industry has changed.
Okay.
Literally in 2 years, wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, everything's changing all the time.
Yeah, much more focus on high-end manipulation of images, as in still going to do some one-take shots, but we're also going to work with, shooting a wine bottle in 6 or 7 shots and assembling it. So moving it from there, and we're adding about 6 or 8 stop motion and little video clips. So color grading video clips, color grading. You can make video clips with still images in Lightroom. I mean, in Photoshop.
Yeah, like GIF photos.
No, you can actually make video. You can actually render them out as MP4s. And when you have situations where we have still cameras shooting 120 frames a second, this is not unusual. We've got a lot of cameras that do that. Even my little Lumix will take, well, it's nowhere near that. I think it's like 30 frames a second at full res for 3 seconds. That's pretty amazing. And you can create actual video from it. But a whole lot in today's photographer needs a whole lot of motion. You've got to be able to do video clips. Video clips means video without sound. That's actually what we call video. Video clips are video without sound, slow motion video, coffee pouring into a cup, that type of stuff. It's at this point, it's absolutely necessary. It's just totally necessary. You've got to know how to do it.
Will this class start in January or
March? Starting just mid part of January or right into February. Not sure yet.
Okay. Yeah.
So figure mid to end of January.
When you get a chance, if you think about it, send me some information about what your pricing is going to be for, like, if there's any difference in fellow
I'm charging $1,100,000. All I need is one student, and I'm done.
That's a bargain.
Huh? Just I just gotta find one. Who's saying that? Who's saying it's a bargain?
Oh, it's Michaela.
It is a bargain. Michaela's right. It's a damn steal at 1.1. The house I want in Wyoming is only 900,000. So see, that gives me some extra money for, furniture and shit.
Landscaping, yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Thank you so much. Great photographs. And we'll see you next week for our last one. It'll go up tomorrow. And we'll see you. Take care.
Later, Don.
Dawn.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank you.